I'm looking rough. Yeah, I definitely ain't doing this video without a cap. What's up, you humans? It's been a while. It's been a minute. Nothing much has been changed. I've been doing a lot of Twitch streaming, a lot of videos on Twitch. Video games on the YouTube channel will be taken down. I'm probably going to stick to video game streams, be primarily on Twitch. Check out the video games while you can. The video game streams while you can. Metamorphic Force will be the only video game on the channel. This channel we'll still be talking about video games, but we're not going to be doing any more streaming. Now that's out the way. Now let's talk about why I'm doing this video. One, it's my first real video besides the past streams on video games. Two, I feel like I need to talk about this on my heart because this has been on a few people's mind when it pertaining to this particular subject. And the subject is why I'm in Blerd Groups in Facebook and why are they taking up a lot of my time. The thing is, if a lot of people don't know, if you don't know, I live in a small town of Middlesville, Georgia, and the Blerd community in Middlesville, Georgia is very, very tiny. Like, I did grow up with friends that are fans of anime and fans that are fans of video games. The issue is, I think my fandom was a little bit more serious, was a little bit more beyond their peak. None of my friends here, that I know in person, they don't cosplay. It's very, video game anime discussions are very, I can say they're small, but they're not in depth. Personally, what got me into being a Blerd, I think video games was my intro before even anime. And I don't have a following on comics yet. I ain't got to the comic scene yet. But yeah, this gives you a little bit about Middlesville. Being a black nerd in Middlesville is very rare. And being a black nerd in Middlesville, that's really about that nerd life. That's into cosplay. That's into anime, video game merchandise. That's into the nerd / geek, gear and clothing. Middlesville don't really have a lot of black people that is into stuff like that. I don't think they even have a lot of white people that's into stuff like that. Like, the biggest geeks and nerds in Middlesville is probably people, out of towners, coming to the school, the big college that we have here. So that's just little background of what I deal with on a day-to-day basis personally. Now, how I end up in Facebook Blerd Groups, what it done for me is it really helped me realize there's a lot of people out there like me. And I don't want to come out as elitist, as elite, somebody with the elite attitude or anything like that, or I'm an elitist. But with my friends, growing up, we all grow up. It was just basically the typical college life of partying, drinking. That's just that another. We occasionally do talk about anime. We do play a lot of games together as a group, but there's just basically the surface of it. I think the nerd and geek lifestyle is a whole lot deeper, and I always had interest in going deep into it. I just never had the opportunity to share that with people. Like I said, the people here is very on the surface level. So how I end up in this group, I don't think I want to tag any groups in particular. If you want information on what groups, hit up my Instagram or DM me on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook. But how I end up in these groups, I think I randomly just encountered the big mecca of the Blerd Groups. And I've been in that group for almost 2016, maybe. I think it was like 2016. And I thought it was really cool, you know, a haven, a spot for black nerds to communicate and this, that, and another. But the group was so big, and you know, one thing about big groups is that, I ain't gonna say substance died down, but it's hard to find a lot of personal connections with huge groups unless you really put yourself out there, which I'm still kind of, I have moments of being shy and make sure I don't come off certain type of ways. So I have moments that I really don't really interact with a lot of people online, especially back then. It's a whole lot better now, but back then, nah. So years go by, you know, I got into cosplay. I was wanting to cosplay for like years, like younger 20s, like 2021. I always wanted to do cosplay. I never did cosplay. I remember going to my first con, MomoCon, and I felt so out of place that I was not in cosplay. So I already told myself that I wanted to cosplay. I always wanted to do cosplay with my friends here, and that's like pulling teeth. They're, you know, it's just they're not into it. So, you know, in that aspect, I kind of felt not like alone, but I felt like, you know, my nerdism is a whole lot deeper than everybody else's. One group ended up just popping up out of word of mouth through Facebook, and out of curiosity, I just joined. It was actually a Blerd group for dating, you know, for single blerds. And if I really had to break down what the term blerd is by now, I hope it's black nerd. I wish I probably should have said it at the beginning of the game, but I really hope that people who already know what they get into, you know. Anyway, cut that out. So yeah, I got into a dating Blerd group, which kind of opened the doors for I just saw a lot of other Blerd groups that's around. So I just started joining. And I don't really know the number of Blerd groups, because certain groups are more active than other groups. But I'm not gonna really talk about the negative either. It's not really much negative, you know, if you get any negativity out of these groups, because basically it's things that you allow to manifest and you allow it to affect you. The Blerd groups basically helped me to know there's a lot. Like I said again, it helped me know there's other people out there with the same interests. Out of all of my friends personally that I run into, you know, that are nerds that's into the same thing, I'm the only one that cosplay. So when I go to cons, I cosplay by myself. Maybe things will change this year, but I'm really praying on it. These groups basically allowed me to open up myself to accept me being a nerd in a more public way, of me being proud of my cosplay. Currently, I work at a job that I'm gonna say almost all my employees, maybe 2 or 3 employees think what I do is cool. Like 2 or 3 of them think it's pretty cool. Other employees, they make jokes, they have little running gags with it. It was cute at the moment. Now this shit is old. The shit is old as hell now. The whole, you know, whatever picture I put on Instagram or whatever, it's, you know, it's spread around, you know, it's discussed, and I'm like, okay, it was funny back in 2016 when I first cosplayed, but was it 16? Maybe 2015. 2016, my first cosplay, and it was played out. Yeah, 2016, 15, one of those years. But when they first did it, it was played out. I was just like, okay, y'all, this is my 4th cosplay. This is my 4th picture. This is my 4th time around. Are we really gonna do this? This running gag of me doing cosplay is so fucking old. So, you know, overall I ignore it, but this is what I deal. I deal with a lot of people that don't understand. There is a following, there is a community of people that does this, that's into the same things I do. Besides that, I have lost track. Yeah, besides that though, the groups basically really helped me embrace it. That's the word I need to look for. I was looking for embrace. Embrace my nerd, my geek, whatever you want to call it. Inside of me, it makes me proud to be black and a nerd when I'm in a town where being a nerd and being a geek was considered a white people thing. Only white people do this. And one thing about these Facebook groups it allows me to connect with a lot of people, and I really a lot of these people don't know that I really cherish them a lot. It's I met I met a handful of people in person, people that see me on Facebook. I met a lot of genuine good ass people. Like, I had at one point when I first got really involved in these groups, in these especially group chats, I got to the point that I was considering them more of a family than my actual peers that I see in person. There was, I used to speak to them and reveal some things personally that a lot of people really didn't know about me. Over time, I ended up meeting them at cons and certain events. I ended up meeting them, and just know that I have a lot of, I have no shame to say this, my biggest viewers that come to my YouTube and come to my Twitch and actually stay and interact with me are people from these Blerd groups, people from Facebook. I will honestly say, as a black person, that's a nerd, that is a nerd and geek. Join these groups. There's gonna be negative. Just let me know. I'm just gonna give you one thing too. They good with roasting. You come with the nonsense, they'll roast you. I troll one time, and then some people are trolls too. I trolled with a few posts, and one of the posts didn't too much care for my trolling. They was not big fans of it. One post in particular, they was not a big fan of my trolling. But then, there's people that troll around but just, it's all life experiences. You just learn not to let things bother you. But back to the sole reason why I joined, because it's an outlet. It's an outlet for me. It's somewhat therapeutic for somebody who's been hiding his desire to pursue more into this lifestyle, who had to cover and mask it, because I grew up in a town where nobody was interested in it, and the Facebook groups basically helped me be public with it. That's basically what it is. Basically, the Blerd groups helped me be in public with me embracing and me being proud of being a black nerd, and it kind of helped me with recommendations of anime, recommendations of video games. One of my favorite memories that was part of a Blerd group was a straight up argument about anime in a group chat, in video chat. It was how the way we argue about that particular anime is how the way the average person argue about sports, and that was right in my zone. That was right in my niche. I love that. There's pros and cons. There is cons to joining groups, but at the end of the day, though, you have a lot of things you have a lot of control over. I'm not gonna sit there and blame Facebook groups, especially nerd groups in particular, or why this and that happened. Yes, there is gonna be a roasting. You come with nonsense, they will roast you. The Blerds had the best memes. Like, nobody make memes better than Blerds. Yes, I said it. Hands down, Blerds make the best memes. Hands down. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Just, I can go on and on and on. I might do a part 2. But I honestly love the Blerd community. Blerd community made me just overall, I just became more comfortable with myself as a person because of Blerd community. And that's all I really needed. On that note, I just want to say I appreciate everybody viewing. It's been a minute. You're going to have more videos, so I just want to tell stories like this. Shout out to the Deku hat. I love this. But, yeah, it's been a minute since we actually had to sit down and talk. Just know that there will be more videos like this, possibly depending on the outcome of this video. Been very busy with, going to the gym, trying to get in shape for cosplay. getting ready for MomoCon. That's basically gonna be my biggest focus for the first quarter of this year. And things have been kind of crazy outside of me doing that. But like I said, depending on this video, I'll do more videos like this. And I will holler at you later. 1.